Hello students, today we are going to study class 7 biology. Turn to the page number 22. Okay, so we were dealing with skeletal tissues. So skeletal tissues are also known as the supporting tissues, and it includes cartilage and bones. Okay, so what is cartilage? Is a specialized connective tissue. It performs certain specific function, that it perform the function of compacting, okay, the different cells and tissues, and they are found in ear, pinna, nose tip, epiglottis, in intervertebral disc, end of long bones, lower ends of ribs, and rings of trachea. Rings of trachea, okay, and its function is to provide support and flexibility to the body parts, and its smoothing surface at joints. So wherever the joint is found, there it is present, and it somewhat the joint portion, it smoothing the surface of the joint portion. The next is bone. The bone is very strong and non-flexible tissues. As we know that bone is one of the hardest, outward it's very hard, and inward it's hollow and full of the bone marrows and minerals and proteins. It is a specialized connective tissue. It is porous. That means that very space is filled by minerals, and it's very hard and rigid. Okay, and it is made up of matrix of proteins. And it is found in the human beings and other vertebrates, okay, except shark. It provides shape and skeletal support to our body. It protects the vital organs such as brain and lungs, etc. So this bone is very, very important. Okay, whatever structure we are having, it won't be possible without the presence of the bone. It provides the outline to our body. From that point of view, bone is very, very important. Now here you can see table 1.2. Here the difference between cartilage and bone is given. So whatever points we have discussed above, it's the same almost. Now next we come to the functions of the bones. So the main functions of the bones, number one is support. Okay, it support our body. It provide the framework, outline to our body. It protect our internal organs. Okay, soft, delicate internal organs. For example, skull protects our brain. Okay, rib cages, it protects our lungs. Movement. We are able to move from one place to other because of this bones, because they are helping us in the movement. Mineral storage, as I told you, the bone is hollow from inside. It's very porous and contain different, and it's a reservoir for, it means reservoir means storehouse for calcium, phosphorus, these kinds of minerals. Now blood cells productions. It is also the site where the blood cells is being produced. Okay, now fluid connective tissues. So fluid connective tissue linking the different parts of our body, maintain a continuity in the body. It includes blood and lymph. So this is a fluid connective tissues. These tissues are present in the form of liquid, okay, fluid form, and they are connected to different parts of our body, and it's continuously flowing in our body. Example is blood and lymph. Okay, whichever part in our body, every part has a supply of blood. Okay, each and every organ, each and every single cell of our body is receiving blood. Okay, and it's very, very important. If the blood supply is obstructed, then that very organ or that very system will stop functioning. So blood is a fluid connective tissue. Connective means it's connecting the things, connecting the different cells, connecting the different tissues one from the another, and move in a fluid or liquid matrix or a medium called the blood plasma. And the medium through which it's flowing, it's known as the blood plasma. And blood plasma does not contain protein fibers, but it contains cells. So this blood plasma does not contain any protein. It contains certain cells which is known as blood corpuscles or blood cells. So there are two types of There are basically three types of blood corpuscles. There is red blood corpuscles or erythrocytes, white blood cells or leukocytes, and platelets. Now figure 1.15, different types of blood cells are given over here. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, platelet, erythrocytes. Here the differentiation is schematic representation of the division of the blood has been given. Plasma and formed elements of blood, erythrocyte, RBC, leukocyte, WBC, and blood platelets. Then this leukocyte is divided into two, that is granulocytes and agranulocytes. Then granulocytes is again differentiated into eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, and arenolocytes is again bifurcated into monocytes and lymphocytes. Now turn to page number 24. Erythrocytes, that is RBC, red blood cells or corpuscles. These cells are the major portion of the blood. Okay, they are in maximum quantity they are present in the blood, and it's transport oxygen, carbon dioxide to and from different parts of the body to add to the lungs. Okay, from a different blood is flowing through different parts of our body. It is supplying oxygen and carrying the carbon dioxide, and it's the carbon dioxide, whatever it's carrying from all the parts of body, again it's coming and giving back to the lungs. These cells are produced in the bone marrow. Now leukocyte, WBC. These cells protect us from the foreign bodies. Okay, if any germs, if any viruses come that is not beneficial for us, it helps us to fight against that very thing. Thrombocytes, blood platelets. Okay, it's helping blood clotting. If we get injured, if we get cut, you see after it start bleeding, but after sometimes what happen, our blood get clotted. It get clotted, and this clotting is happening because of the thrombocytes, that is the blood platelets. Now lymph. What is lymph? It is a colorless fluid that is filtered out of the blood capillaries. Okay, it is also part of the blood, and is almost its composition is same as that of the blood, except RBCs, okay, red blood corpuscles or cells, and some blood proteins. Okay, except RBCs and some proteins, its composition is almost same as that of the blood. And in lymph, WBCs, that white blood cells or corpuscles, are found in abundance. The RBC is deficient, but WBC is present in very large portions. Now nervous tissue. What is a nervous tissue? It is a tissue that is specialized, that perform a specific function of transmitting the messages from the within our body. Okay, from brain, spinal cord, and all these nerves are connected. From brain, the information is being transferred to every part of the body. In this way, the nervous tissue are very high specialized unit, and the cells is known as the nerve cells or neurons. These neurons can accept the information or stimuli from different parts of the body or from outside also, and conduct the impulses, means signals, to different parts of the body, how to react, what to do. The impulse travel from one neuron to the another neurons. Here you can see on millions of neurons is present, and everyone is connected. Every neuron is connected from each other. Okay, and if one neuron attains some certain information, that very information is transmitted to next neuron, and from next neuron to the another neuron. In this way, the cycle goes on. This chain is maintained. And it is two parts, that is cytone and dendrons. You can figure 1.16. Here you can see the main two organs is, this is dendrite, this branch is dendron, and its further branching is known as dendrite, and this is a cell body which is known as cytone. Okay, this is a nucleus. Okay, the official working area of this neuron, and this is the axon. So the central extended, here what is happening, this dendron is the extension, and this extension is again bifurcated into different branches, which is known as dendrites. Axons bundle together to form a nerve that is connected to the brain and the spinal cord. These axons, these are the bundle of nerves, and they are connecting the brain and the spinal cord. They are connected to the brain and the spinal cord. Okay. Now assignment. Here you can see in page number 24, test your understanding. Fill in the blanks is given. That is your assignment. 5 fill in the blanks are given, and you are supposed to do this very thing in book itself. So thank you, students.